All right, guys, I've drafted, I think, over 50 of these underdog playoff teams so far. And I said, you know what? I'm finally ready to take my talents to the live stream. Had to get my guy, Pat Kerrane, over at Ship Chasing. We have been grinding the FFPC playoff challenge. And I thought it would actually be interesting to pull in some of your thoughts on the scenarios we're playing out there, maybe building some unique scenarios in these underdog ones as well. Are you in full playoff fever right now?
I'm in playoff fever, but I have not been doing a ton of the underdogs. I've done some, but I've been mostly thinking about the FFPC playoff challenge, which I'm like comically obsessed with. So I'm excited to kind of get my brain over to this underdog stuff. I know you've been doing a ton, so this can kind of be like, a quick education for me so that I can start firing off some of these. Because I fired at the gauntlet, the original gauntlet before that filled, but I haven't done a ton of the mitten yet.
Yeah, so the
gauntlet, right?
Yeah, they just spun up another one. So now they have the $5, the 25, and the 100, unless the 100 filled. Yeah, I've done so many of these that I was thinking like the first couple. Also, we have a few spots here if you want to hop in the $5 with us. I thought we could do a couple just based on how I've been doing it structurally and stuff and just kind of playing the ADP. And then maybe we'll finish in the second half of the hour with some more funky kind of challenges, because some things are hard by ADP. I was saying to Pat, like if you want the Russ double stack with Metcalf and Lockett, it's really hard to get that based on ADP values. So maybe we go out of our ways to build out some scenarios, which, Pat, I mean, what we've been doing for the FFPC playoff challenge is very much focusing on these specific scenarios and how they would play out. And I think that's incredibly helpful.
Yeah, I think for any of these playoff formats, you really do want to think through the scenarios. And this one's especially interesting because you're trying to do that within like 30 seconds. And if someone gets sniped, then you got to think through a new scenario.
Yeah, and so for those of you guys who haven't messed around with these, it's a 10-round draft. They're 6-person in your league. To get out of the wild card round, you need to finish top 2 out of your 6. And then you start 5 of your 10 guys, 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 pass catchers, 1 flex, 5 bench. And so really the riddle you're trying to crack is, how do I have enough ammo to get out of the wild card weekend, but also eventually have enough guys that you can field a full starting roster in the Super Bowl? So if we just load up on Chiefs and Packers, well, that might be great for the Super Bowl, but there's basically no chance we're getting out of round 1. So those are really the considerations. I found myself getting really heavy on Bills, on Bucs, and on Saints, just because of the potential to go to the Super Bowl, but also getting a lot of early action as well. So right here, Pat, I've been taking Kamara every time if he falls to 3 here. I mean, I just feel like 2 games in the dome, running back is a little thin here. He's just been kind of an auto pick for me there.
Yeah, that seems, I like that. I mean, the running backs are not all that strong, and this is half PPR, so just locking him up seems smart.
Yeah, let me see. Maybe I will get, I don't know if you guys prefer maybe grid view. I could go back and forth between these. So the thing that normally pops up when I get Kamara is, if I do get Kamara, I try to get Michael Thomas. I would say he's there 50% of the time when you get Kamara, because one of my big structural goals for it is I want 4 players generally from one team that I think is going to the Super Bowl. And then I want to play the other side of the conference and get 3 players from 2 different teams. And that would give me 7 guys in the Super Bowl, theoretically. We got Eric Beimfohr here, who has never not been in a draft with me. Welcome, Eric.
And we have Justin Herzig here.
Herzig on autopilot, though, I believe here is what
really?
This is. Yeah. So yeah, let's see here. It looks, we got to see what Eric is going to do. Aaron Jones is, okay, he goes Lamar. So are you with me, Michael Thomas, getting these 2 Saints here?
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is we now have the decision of like, there's Saints values later in the draft. We can get Sanders, we can get Cook, we can get Traquan Smith for free. So we don't have to force anything with it. We can decide if we want to grab Breeze if he falls there. I've been kind of shying away from the Breeze and trying to go for like a Brady, a Russ, or a Lamar with a little more upside. and then just playing the Saints through their skill position players. But do you have any thought on that?
I love the Lamar call. I mean, you can basically stack up the entire Ravens team starting now. Right? Would Andrews have been drafted yet?
No, he's him and I should also say right now I have we are on the clock here. So it's, if we want to play, we could reach, hang on, I think we already lost Lamar. So we could play the Brady angle because they would be on the opposite side of the bracket of the Saints, or we're really punting it. Do you have a thought? Or Breeze.
Breeze.
Yeah, we can do Breeze. I think that makes sense in this QB thing. And I would say of all the positions, QB dries up really fast. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's interesting that you gotta make sure you get your QB. But I was just saying, if the Rams win, then Brady plays the Saints in the second round. So you're setting yourself up to lose your quarterback pretty early, potentially. Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point now, we're probably wanting to set up another stack here. You know, preferably it's on the AFC side, but in this pocket of the draft, you're normally getting NFC values. You're normally the Bucs and the Seahawks are who I'm seeing here. And I meant to say this. I have the ETRs ranks in here as my default. It's not completely sorted by ADP as maybe more people are seeing it here.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, I guess CEH is there, which is some leverage on all the KC teams, but I don't love him.
Yeah, I've been doing CH. Like if I grab Mahomes and I miss out on Kelsey and Hill, you know, then I'll grab him and Sammy Watkins and someone. And then you really start to ask yourself, I mean, we can play the AFC however we want at this point. Like we could try to gun for, and again, now we have Erik in here. We have everyone watching us. So we could be Snipe City, but we could go for like Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews if we wanted to play that Ravens idea.
I like that.
You know, the other thing you can do here is you could grab, you know, John Brown. I mean, I'm just making sure we're not missing anything.
We got Deontay Johnson here. I imagine we could get Claypool.
Yep.
You know, we could even get Juju.
What's your lean here? Do you want to play Steelers? We did lose Andrews. Let's play the Steelers one. You want to do that?
Yeah, I like that.
Claypool he gets a little pricey in here, but you do have a Juju backstop as well. And then Ebron was activated off the COVID list and he's pretty cheap late. Mm-hmm. I haven't done generally. I'm curious your thoughts on this. When I get a quarterback that's playing, you know, week 1, I haven't really been adding a second quarterback generally, unless there's just an insane value. But like if we are playing, like I think you could play just Steelers Saints Super Bowl and just full out onslaught it from both sides. Like I think that's viable if we wanted to get Ben, although Ben's still here. So I don't know if you have thoughts on that.
I don't mind that. Yeah, because it's like you can get pretty much everyone from the Steelers still.
So so then we could maybe try to play the ADP game. I'm inclined. I've done this with Bucs Bills where I did $5 and 5 Bills and just played for that Super Bowl. Should we try that here with this one?
Yeah, let's do that.
The other thing is sometimes, you know, people want to stack players or, you know, that they have. So when you start to kind of corner the market on the early guys, you'll sometimes get some really nice values on them because they're like, screw it, I'm going to another team stack, not trying to compete with you in the same team.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Rest of me are calling this the Dust Bowl.
Sorry, we keep trying to put it up at the same time. I know. The thing is it's funny he says this too, because I've had to push myself outside my comfort zone. I've seen Justin talk about this recently on Twitter too, where if you do a bunch of these, like you get funneled toward the same builds over and over. And I mean, that's fine, but you're building like almost chalk builds. I still think there's a structural advantage compared to the teams I'm seeing, but we want some crazier scenarios and to be on those if they hit.
Yeah, and this does not seem like chalky. Like, I don't think people are going to want to just go all in on the Saints and the Steelers.
So you see what Justin's doing here, maybe a potential similar strategy to us. So he had Tampa and KC, and I do like he's playing KC, but he needs some AFC firepower going in round one. So it looks like he's going to go after the Bills there. This is actually breaking for us really nicely because we can decide, did Claypool go?
Nice. Claypool's there.
So we can literally pick whichever other Steeler we want here. Do you have one that you prefer?
Pretty even by ADP.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that is so fun is Claypool.
Yeah. Let's do it. I mean, the thing is we probably have a chance to get one of these wide receivers and pair them with Connor if we want to go that route.
I'm good with that. We only have the one running back.
Yeah, we'll see here. Sometimes I'll tab over here and check what these other teams are doing too to make sure. I mean, obviously he's setting up Seattle and Bills, so I doubt he would grab one of ours. Meese over here is a little all over the place, so he's a candidate.
He's a wild card
to snap those up.
He's doing whatever, man. He's got no.
Yeah. In some of these situations like Cole Beasley, Mike Evans, the guys with injury concerns, they're interesting. You can get some discounts on them. I've been mixing them in, but trying to take the feet off the gas a little bit. I know we were talking about Evans for the FFPC playoff challenge. How are you feeling about him right now?
If you're going to take Evans, I think you want to do that as like a Brady stack because you're kind of betting on Super Bowl with Evans. I think you're not going to get a fully healthy Mike Evans in round one. That seems pretty clear to me.
Yeah. This is even if we get sniped here, the other thing, this pocket landed really nicely here because we can also take Emmanuel Sanders as well and load up on our Saints.
Levitan just retweeted that Evans looks healthy. That's nice.
Yeah. We will take it. Yeah, this I haven't done an onslaught like this with the Steelers, and I actually kind of like how the value's lining up. So we do get our pick here. I mean, we got to get our guy Claypool, right?
We got to, yeah.
Yeah.
Claypool's such a smash.
Assuming that Lee doesn't take him. Otherwise, of course he did. I knew I did that. Let's see here. Look at this. My cousin Stevie P's in the chat. Big Wisconsin fan. The problem, Steve, with these Packers is you don't get any points from them in round one. But I do have a decent amount of Tanyan and Lazard. Pete, do you prefer skipping on tight end if no Kelsey? I mean, because there's no positional things, I haven't been thinking about it positionally like that at all. I mean, I've been getting tight ends if they fit my stacks. Lots of Jared Cook, lots of Gronk, lots of Dawson Knox. I'm just trying to get bodies in there. And so I haven't really been thinking about wide receiver versus tight end.
Well, speaking of tight end, we might want to get Ebron in here.
Yeah. Yep. He's definitely viable. So right now, we're 2-1-2. I mean, we also might want to consider, do you prefer Ebron to James Washington?
I think I do, but partly because I do expect Claypool's role to grow in the playoffs, but we don't have Claypool. And so if that ends up being wrong, maybe James Washington's the better play.
Yeah, I also think Latavius is a pretty insane value this late too, even with Kamara.
I'm good with that.
Let's just see here. It's funny. So I know people in the chat are making cases for Akers, and I think it's fine. But again, I'm trying to build these lopsided teams that if I get a Steelers Saints Super Bowl, I make it there, I'm going to be incredibly live.
Akers would help you get there though, just because they do go to Green Bay. if they win. The only way they don't go to Green Bay is if the Saints lose in round 1, in which case the team's toast anyway.
Yeah.
So you get 3 games out of Akers, hopefully, and then you don't have the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can. I think I don't love having both negatively correlated, Kamara and Latavius there. So I don't mind that play. I do, though. I have no problem stomaching like the extreme strategy if I have 10 guys that are all playing wild card weekend. And now I think so. We have 2 more picks. We need 2 pass catchers for sure.
I like Washington. We have Sanders. We have.
Well, you know what we probably do, Pat? We probably grab a Rams wide receiver. If we're betting now on Akers.
I like that. Yeah. Ooh, Woods. That's nice. That's really nice. Wow, that's an amazing value on Woods.
Yeah, let's do Woods now.
Have you done like a Rams onslaught? The prices there are wild.
So I've done where I'll grab Kupp and Woods late because you can just get them for free. But I haven't done just because I feel like it's so hard with the QB situation to include them.
So Kupp and Woods, I was just trying to think like they're probably awesome with the Chiefs, huh?
Yeah. See, this is the problem too. Like when you're drafting based on ADP values, you're going to be duped, bro. And that's why, whenever it says you got to go Akers, well, sometimes I'm trying to get these lopsided builds that people might have. I have no problem with the Akers play here, but that's just something I've been considering.
No, that makes sense.
So
are you trying to get like off the board with your last couple round picks just to make sure you're not totally duped with the Kupp gone?
Right. Because in this scenario now, so we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we definitely, because the Steelers are our AFC Super Bowl team, I guess you could play it 2 ways, right? You could play it 3-3. We already have 4 on the Saints. And so we could go 4 on Pitt, like a 4-4-2, or we could go a 4-3-3 if there was another Ram we liked.
I think we would need another Steeler. We want more of that Super Bowl firepower, right?
Yeah, I think if we're trying to get Ben Roethlisberger versus Breeze in the Super Bowl, we want one more pass catcher for him. So I think Washington makes sense, and Ebron's already gone.
It's basically got to be James Washington. Now, if James Washington were to go, then maybe we pivot. But even then, maybe we want a Saint.
You could probably go Traquan Smith. Yeah. Yeah, the thing, I've seen a lot of this too, like, we don't really have, favorites. We have guys we like or some spots we like, but you're just trying to build lineups that are good lineups that can actually win you all of it. So even if I'm getting like, I don't think the Rams are going to win. I'd say like if I had to make a bet, but if it does happen, how could this play out in a way that works?
Yeah. Exactly. Like when we're talking through the FFPC stuff, I've been making the case for the Rams recently, but then I'll flip around and start making the case for the Seahawks and how the Seahawks can go on a run. Because it's like, I think both of those types of plays are probably going to be undervalued, even though they're going against each other in round 1. So you almost have to be like a little schizophrenic.
Yeah. Yeah. So on this one, Jordan, I mean, this is obviously the trick, but if I go really Chiefs heavy, I've found myself, actually we could try that. We have the 101 here. Should we try a Chiefs one here and build one where we have a bye week team just to see how that shakes out?
Yeah, let's do that. And I mean, it strikes me that the Rams are an awesome fit with the Chiefs, given the prices on those guys.
I also don't mind. I've gotten, when I need just a week 1 filler, I've done some Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin as well. And a lot of those guys are cheap. I mean, we've been talking a little bit about the Browns too, Pat, and the Browns outside of Nick Chubb are cheap. Like you could add Landry and Hooper pretty easily late as well.
Well, the Browns are tough with KC though, because without a Colts win, the Browns go to KC in round 2.
I will say this again. I don't disagree with you, but I have drafted 55 teams. I am not drafting 55 Josh Allen teams. I'm balancing my exposures for different scenarios. In this scenario, we want to do one to see how we build around a bye week team. Pat,
you didn't convince me.
I will convince you otherwise. Make 50 teams and make them all with Josh Allen and tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
I've gotten close, Pat, with starting Mahomes, where I've gotten Leone was really close to getting both, and someone in my Discord actually went and sniped him and told him about it. I've gotten Mahomes Kelsey or Mahomes Hill, but haven't gotten both of them.
That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, if Packers and Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl, I mean, you're probably playing it like a 3-2. You 3 Chiefs, 2 Packers, and then you're backfilling 5 guys who are playing round 1 that can escape you out of the wild card round. Like, you have to hit the nuts.
But wouldn't it be possible for a team in this tournament to win by just like onslaughting the Chiefs?
Yes.
Getting enough through every round, and then the Chiefs just beat the crap out of the Packers in the Super Bowl, and you didn't need to have any Packers maybe.
Right. But I do
like 1 or 2 cheap ones or something.
I do think there's scenarios there, though, where someone like, what would you feel better about, like 5 Chiefs and knowing that you don't have both the premium guys and Kelsey and Hill, maybe one of them, versus a 3-2 team that's getting more production and like a back and forth with less negative correlation, basically. All right. So we're on the clock. We did lose both of our Chiefs guys. We have a few different scenarios here. I think we can play. We need a quarterback for sure. Do you want to play the Seahawks angle? I think is probably
play the Seahawks angle.
Okay. And then do you want to go? I have way more Lockett right now because Metcalf has been cheaper. Do you feel good about getting Metcalf here?
Yeah, I love Metcalf. I mean, if you're playing the Seahawks to make a run, you know, who cares about the Metcalf week 1 matchup with Ramsey or whatever?
Yeah.
And I'd much rather have Metcalf over, a long playoff run than Lockett.
This, unfortunately, is not the DraftKings Showdown strategy show, but Josh Allen is the captain of our hearts and the captain of everyone in this stream. Based on the feedback of people being tilted, I took Mahomes over him.
Pete, I think we should probably look at like a round 1 running back, huh?
See, Rojo does pair well with Seahawks builds because if you have Seattle winning and going to New Orleans, and then you have Tampa winning and going to Green Bay. So right. I think that works out pretty well.
Well, I'm into it.
How much Rojo do you want in the playoff challenge? What percentage?
Well, I think he'll be about 20% owned. I'd like to be overweight that. But some of the stuff I'm looking at, like if you're betting on the Rams to win, then I don't know that I like Rojo in those builds because that's where you have Tampa Bay going to the Saints. They don't get the Packers matchup round 2. And I don't, you got to be careful with Rojo because he's going to be fragile in non-winning game scripts.
Yeah.
And I think with the Packers, you at least have that run defense being very, very enticing.
Pat, I'm sweating this one here. Damn it, Alex. I thought we were going to be able to get Carson and Lockett with it. But Carson's still nice with this build. And then, so this is a weird pocket for Chiefs. I don't think we need to do anything with Chiefs here. So then the question is, what's the next team we want to introduce? Because we're obviously playing KC Seattle, but we're also going to need another team here.
Well, did Rojo get taken?
He did.
Damn it. All right. Well, it should probably be. Well, what do we have from the Chiefs here? We're just gonna have Mahomes and some cheap.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Watkins, Hardman, guys like that. Yeah.
Well, you could do the Bills, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I like how this lines up. where John Brown is. And the Bills are just really easy to get in this draft because you can get Gabriel Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, and Dawson Knox basically for free. It's just an easy thing to do if the value lines up. And I think John Brown is going to be a smash in week 1.
Is any of Tampa Bay left? Because we are sort of betting really hard on a Seattle Super Bowl now. If we go AFC. Oh, we already took John Brown. Okay. I mean, I don't mind betting on Seattle Super Bowl.
So at this point, I think we play, we're playing the chalk in the AFC. Mahomes and then some Bills that we can backfill late. And then the thing about the Seahawks is there's just kind of a cliff after their big 4. I mean, I've been grabbing David Moore as kind of the next guy. I mean, is there anyone else that's in that conversation for Seattle?
No, there really isn't.
Yeah. Also, you guys have heard us referencing the FFPC playoff challenge over on Ship Chasing. We're doing shows on that contest all week. We had a kickoff preview show on Monday. We did a show last night with Hassan and Blair from RotoViz focusing on ownership projections. And then we're going to do a final build show on Friday night. So I have the link down below. If you guys aren't subscribed to Ship Chasing, we'll be talking about the playoffs over there as well. All right, Pat. So now we're setting up here. I think I don't even want to say it because Alex already took Lockett. I don't like the story your lineup's telling over here. I'm angry. I'm angry about your Lockett play. No, it's fine. I do think Sammy Watkins is who we go with here.
The Lockett play really didn't make sense for him.
No.
He goes to the Lockett would go to New Orleans in round 2. So
yep. Yeah. So okay, we do get Sammy, and then we have to think about our other play. Did Moss go? I do see Singletary here. Oh no, Moss is there. So normally I think I'm going Sammy, Zach Moss in this scenario. Is there anything else you'd entertain?
No, that makes sense. We have a Super Bowl running back in Carson. Just need running backs to get us there.
So now we are one more Chief, one more Bill, and one more Seahawk, I believe is how we would play this ideally.
Yeah. God, the Seahawks are tough, huh?
Yeah, because now you look at this in this scenario. So in round 1, where we need to fill out a starting lineup of 5. So we're going to have Russ. Right now we have Carson and Zach Moss scoring for us, DK Metcalf and John Brown. So we have a starting lineup right now.
Well, it seems pretty clear that we're like banking on the Chiefs and the Bills are just kind of filler. So could we take that Seahawk and make it a Chief?
Yeah, we could. The problem is just there's not many good Chiefs late.
Well, I mean, like I'd rather do Demarcus Robinson than like Freddie Swain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. This is an interesting one. I've mixed him in. I've been splitting some Carlos Hyde and Rashad Penny late. Do you have any behind Carson takes?
No, I don't. It sounds like Leone said he's bumping his Carson projection a little bit down because they think Carlos Hyde might be a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard too much buzz about Penny.
By the way, just pulling up Justin's chat because I think him and Leone are going to be drafting some on the ETR YouTube feed at 6 p.m. in an hour and a half. So you guys can get in just a full afternoon's worth of best ball drafts. We lost Hardman. So we're going to be in like Demarcus Robinson. We lost Gabriel Davis too. I've been liking McKenzie as a play if Cole Beasley misses a game. What would you want to do here? So we have, I would say these are our options.
I like more, I think, of those.
Yeah. I kind of like it too. I mean, if I hope Davis is Davis watching this. I hope he doesn't hear this. I'm a little worried about Jalen Ramsey versus DK Metcalf. David Moore could be one of the guys that gets loose if Ramsey puts the clamps on him. So gives us a few more outs there with Seattle. And then, who are we doing? I think DeMarcus is who we.
Let's say DeMarcus, yeah.
We'll get DeMarcus here, and then we can grab whichever one of these Bills is left at the end.
I like it.
So yeah, these are. I figure here we'll probably do a couple more. Maybe we'll get a suggestion from the chat. So these first two, Pat and I kind of built just around ADP fairly logically as it happened. We want to throw out some scenarios. Like, what would be a scenario you guys would like to see us draft for? Something like Tennessee Titans make the Super Bowl, or something funky that we have to go out of our way to build. Are there any? I mean, I feel like we should get really funky with one.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. Let's see here. Chris G, FFPC grinder, loves Hyde. Of course you do. Of course the grinders love Carlos Hyde. I'm just kidding, Chris. You're not one of the boomer grinders. Do a Tennessee Washington football team. Okay. I said funky. I don't know about that funky. No, but you can play Washington football team to upset the Bucs for sure.
We could do a Tennessee though. Like how easy it's feasible to stack up basically all of Tennessee, isn't it?
Yes, it can get a little tricky. I think we would have to take Henry in round 1 to make sure.
Let's do that. Let's just go full Tennessee onslaught.
Okay, so we'll play. Should we play Tennessee makes the Super Bowl, but try to just build around that however works out best?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we want to lock in the NFC side because we're already, boxing ourselves in enough.
Yeah. Henry, AJB, Tannehill, Corey can be grabbed in the first 4, stacked back end with Los Angeles Rams and Chicago. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, so we have the 2. So, I mean, we're going to go – we got to get the big dog.
Let's do it.
And it's funny, too, because I think this is – and Justin has been good about this, too. You got to push yourself outside of the ADP comfort zone. I mean, when you have people in the chat saying, oh, I'm pretty sure I built that team, it's like, well, yeah, we're all – if you are building structurally in mind similarly, I think there's going to be a lot of similar builds. So I think doing some funky stuff like this and reaching way ahead of ADP is a necessity.
Yeah, you're not reaching way ahead of ADP for nothing. Like you're getting a guy who's correlated with, your other picks. You're building a stronger Tennessee team.
No one loves Josh Allen more than James. You really, you know what? Maybe next draft we will get.
We should do a bit. We should do a James build.
James build. If AJB is gone at your second pick, you need to pivot off Tennessee. Not if we told the people we're building for a Tennessee Super Bowl.
I feel like there's enough there. You could go, Corey Davis, Jonnu, like Tannehill. You don't necessarily need to have AJ Brown.
Yeah, I do think it's necessary to have Henry if you're building for. I mean, there's just no way they make it to the Super Bowl without Henry going ham.
Agreed.
What stops collusion in this format? You not sniping my picks when we talk about it. Only you can stop collusion in this format. Like only you can prevent wildfires. Yeah, it is. It's funny Matt says this because I have so many of my early teams I built were just so heavy on Bills that I had to force myself into some Bills fades, grabbing some Jonathan Taylor and T.Y. Hilton late because it's like, you think about it this, what are the implied odds that the Bills win? Is it like 80-85%?
I think so, yeah.
So, if I have 0, Colts, I'm not even building in mind for what the true probabilities are. Like you need to have 15% Colts if you're that heavy on the Bills.
Yeah, and the Colts do seem like a team, especially outside of Jonathan Taylor, that people are going to be building like way below their odds of advancing.
Right. And then, so we probably will be able to take a detour here before we have to come back for Corey Davis and Tannehill. So we'll be able to play. Although the way Herzig was just talking about it was just hammering it just to get it. I don't know if you want to play chicken a little bit more here with this next pick, as opposed to like really reaching for Corey Davis.
Let's just get the stack in.
We promised the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tannehill is going to be there in the 4th.
Justin gives the actual answer that I should have given. They have stuff that on the back end that can flag them and alert to that stuff. All right, so we're going to do Corey and just lock it in.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? Where we talk about when you build a DFS lineup and it's like, well, Corey Davis is projected for, X amount of points different than Michael Thomas, right? And it's like, but if you're playing this Ryan Tannehill, Big Dog or whatever, and you're trying to win a GPP, all of a sudden Corey Davis is now worth so many more projected points to your lineup than he is in just a medium sense in a vacuum.
Projecting like 4 games for Tennessee, which we
right.
are. We're projecting Tennessee to the Super Bowl in this build.
Yeah. And we just want to mess up the ADP. We want to be agents of chaos in here.
Right.
So yes, we did famously. We let Eagles get Michael Thomas at 3-4. That's the only problem is you let these guys build some. That's a pretty nice team when you can get Kamara, Thomas, and Diggs.
There's going to be some of these boards draft or posted on Twitter when you draft like this.
Yeah, it's our own version of the randomizer playoff drafts. So, we're going to just get Tanny here, right?
Yeah,
and then we'll figure out everything after that.
Yeah, we'll figure out what's left.
Sorry, you guys got to, just like it was during randomizer season, you guys got to remind me to go to the grid view. I always forget. Now we're cooking.
So who did Justin say we can do? We can go.
He was saying Rams, Chicago are really cheap.
Yeah, I love that.
It was so funny talking to Kitchen on the Swolecast yesterday. Like, very little enthusiasm for the Titans this year going around. I mean, they're worried about Baltimore. I don't love this zoom in after that. Okay, so now we're freed up. I mean, we want to play something now on the NFC.
Yep. What about Akers there?
What's that?
Is Akers there?
Yeah, but he's going to be there for a while.
He'll be there for a while. Okay. Well, who else is interesting?
So, man, Brady's still there. We could.
Are there any other Bucs to go with?
What's that?
Are there any other Bucs?
That's the thing. I mean, there's Antonio Brown, but we're not going to be able to get both of them. We could play Lockett. Again. What do I need to take here? You want to go AB?
Okay.
I mean, we can get Gronk later. It's not great. I mean, we could get Leonard Fournette later.
No.
Get LaShawn McCoy later.
Yeah, fine. Keyshawn Vaughn actually is more interesting. Got a little juice in his legs at least.
Yeah, and this is probably why Justin was mentioning just getting ahead of it with Rams and Chicago, just because you're not gonna be able to stack those other premium teams well,
Yeah. The nice thing about Rams and Tampa, right? They they steer clear of each other for a couple rounds.
Yeah. Justin, I'm curious, when you play a build like this, are you grabbing a quarterback on Chicago or Rams, or just playing the skill position players? That's what I'm curious about. People tilting that Brady at 5'3". Chris G going robust QB. What are you doing, Chris?
Wow.
Chris, I'm worried about your team.
Just grab Brady there. You already have Lamar and Mahomes.
Yeah. Just skill position. Tannehill will be more than sufficient, assuming Tennessee makes the Super Bowl. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, I mean, we can still set this up. We have 5, so we still have 5 more to go. I mean, we could still do a 3-3. Should we get Akers here and start setting up the Rams?
Yeah. Those Rams prices are just so nice.
Yeah. Are you hoping? I mean, I was asking Leone this. How much do you think the line changes if it were just Wolford as opposed to Goff? Like, do you think he changes their prospects that much?
I mean, the line right now, it's 3.5. And so, like, it's not really that far off. Like, they're being treated like the Rams are being treated like they're huge underdogs based on these prices, but they're not.
Yeah.
It does seem to be trending towards Goff.
Yeah.
But, I think Goff is really good for Akers just because Goff probably gives them a slightly better chance to win.
Yep.
But they're still going to want to win through Akers.
Yeah. Yes, KJ, we are well aware that this is a fringe outcome.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
But we are trying to win a top heavy prize pool. Oh, we are up here. Who are we going to do?
Woods, Bobby Trees. Let's do him.
Yeah. Unless there was anything on, unless we wanted to go Chicago. I'd like to get, I don't have much A-Rob. Wouldn't mind an A-Rob share.
Yep.
Because in that, so if we do go Chicago, I mean, I guess we don't have to go Chicago.
Well, is Gronk, or I guess he'd be the one with a Buck.
I referred you, David. You know damn well I referred you. What were you saying about Washington?
That.
Oh, now your mic's on.
Yeah, I was like, could you guys not hear me this whole show? My mic was sitting down by my foot.
I don't know, dude. I feel like you got mic issues every day.
Well, the mic issue was that I hadn't done this.
No, what was you ran the test yesterday that pushed to the ship chasing feed?
Yeah, because I was too quiet on the Establish the Edge pod.
All right. So
yeah, I think we could go Chicago, or we should just get Cup. But then after that, is Gronk around?
I bet he's gone. Yeah.
All right. Then, yeah. After that, we should just go Bears. People said they just thought I was somber.
That was like the show with Tuttle yesterday on Swolecast. He was so subdued. Somber Pat. Normally, it is rare that you and I do a stream where at least one of us, or where both of us are not drinking, basically is a rare occurrence.
I know. It is strange. It's almost 5 here, so maybe I'll crack one.
Dude, I wasn't gonna drink yesterday, and then I was like, yeah. Today's a sober day. Then we'll be back at it tomorrow.
All right, cool.
I know you cared.
Is John still there?
Yeah, he should be. Imagine someone in this league just playing a one-off Johnny with our odds on. Like, what outcome are you hoping for here? Titans loss. Jonnu gets all 3 of the touchdowns.
Oh my God.
So
this is interesting here. Are we up?
No, we got a sec.
Yeah, so Nick's saying if we want to bet on the Titans, then it makes sense to pick a Brown because they can upset KC. I think that type of stuff makes a ton of sense in the FFPC where you're kind of playing out those scenarios. You can only pick one guy from each team. I don't know if you want to be doing that here, right? Don't we just want all of our AFC players to be the Titans, or how do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're playing for such an outlier outcome that I'd just rather just go overboard on it, right? Where it's like the same thing with like game stacking in DFS, just like less things we have to get right. Like we don't want to try to have to nail the perfect, Browns guy in that. Like I'd just rather have more bullets at like, if the Titans roll and are putting up 40 a game through the playoffs, we have it all.
Yeah, and the Titans, they could roll through KC in round 2, and then they don't necessarily need the Browns to win.
Yeah.
Like we need Tennessee to beat KC probably at some point. So I'm not sure we need to include the Browns in this.
Pat, do you have time for one more after this?
Yeah, I can do one more.
All right, let's get another crazy suggestion from the chat. A build you would like to see us do that then people can come into the chat once we're doing it and just lose themselves. Be beside themselves. How could you play the Titans to the Super Bowl, you idiot?
Browns versus Bears. God damn it. All right, let's do it.
Very creative. We got Browns versus Bears and Chiefs versus Packers. Our range is balanced in the chat. Pat, do you like A-Rob here?
Yeah.
Let's get some points. All right.
Well,
that one's done now.
If you do a Chiefs Packers,
you could use those Browns and Bears.
Yeah.
Well,
you almost need. No, you could, because you kind of need a Colts upset so they don't go play KC, but because it makes more sense to go like Steelers Bears. But Bears also play Green Bay. Yeah, so those don't really work.
Yeah, let's try to mix those. What's a fun one here? Okay, the people really want the Browns. Let's do something with the Browns.
Okay.
And then give us a team on NFC. We're gonna do something with the Browns. Who's a team I don't have? I mean, Rams and Bears are definitely the two teams I probably had the least of heading into this. Yeah, actually, this is a good one. Browns, Packers.
That's interesting.
And that doesn't mean those will be the only two teams. We'll have a third team in there. Yeah, let's try that, Pat. Let's try Browns, Packers.
All right, let's do it.
And Justin, who is in this chat, so it's hard to trust him. He could be trying to throw us off the scent. He's suggesting Seahawks, Browns. Seahawks, Browns. Can you imagine that Super Bowl?
Oh, God. That's gross.
Yeah, so the one we'll have to keep an eye on with the Browns is definitely Chubb. He goes a little earlier. All right, let's stick with this Green Bay.
Yeah.
And if Seattle works as the other team in there. I have to say Green Bay Browns. I can't tell if I'd be excited for that or not.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
I think on paper,
exactly, but it would.
I'm with you. Like my first blush was like, ew, gross. And then I'm like, I could see that being a super high scoring game.
Well, because the Browns want to run. I'm going Jones.
Yeah.
The Browns want to run the ball. That's how you beat the Packers. And then I feel like Rodgers would be able to throw on the Browns, so there would be points in that game.
D'Anthony, you were born to create a model with the last name Sims. You were destined for it, like Chris Moneymaker winning the World Series of Poker. Look at he's shooting a shot. Take the Browns money line.
I like it. I think the Browns are going to be way under-owned in FFPC, given their line.
Do you guys want the grid view? The funny thing is it's, when we do, I didn't check the board, but it's probably people doing the really funky stuff like us with the Titans onslaught that allows people to get like the Allen Diggs stuff or the stuff that doesn't pop up normally.
Yeah. Let me know if you guys want to do like a funky draft so I can get it in there, get Allen Diggs.
Yeah. Why don't you guys do a stream and then I can jump in and scoop up all the value?
Yeah.
It's time for you guys to give back after all the EV.
And it's important to let me know when you're about to get funky.
I would love, Eric, what did your ROI end up being in the randomizer drafts you did? Because Eric was in all of those where I'm, obviously just punting it off. Eric, you had to have had a pretty good best ball season on Underdog.
It is actually a super plus EV strategy to just tail your randomizers. You set up all the notifications for when you were going live.
Yeah. All right. So what are we doing here, Pat? We do miss out on Rodgers. It's too early, I think. I don't think we need to grab. Do we want to play the Seattle angle here? Because we can grab Russ. And then we'll
what about Chubb?
We'll be able to get Chubb. I think. Yeah, Chubb's pretty far down here.
What can we do skill player wise from Seattle?
We can get Russ, Carson, or Lockett.
I'd rather do a skill player and then try to get Baker later and just play because we're playing Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right, let's play Carson. So we could do, so we're playing Browns to the Super Bowl, and then we're going to play a Seahawks Green Bay division. So we do lose Lockett there. Should we just lock up Chubb?
Yeah, let's lock up Chubb. I mean, the whole thesis of this lineup gets blown up.
Yeah.
We can get Chubb.
We're gonna reach for a Chubby. Look at how high testosterone this lineup is.
Oh man.
This lineup tells a story.
Let's just add Latavius,
Where does Chubb go? He goes in the early 4th round to us. Oh my goodness. Last night, if you guys would on the FFPC challenge, you're trying to project the most duplicated lineup, and our buddy Hassan rolled out the Boomer Opto, getting inside the mind of the competitors there. Did it end up jamming in 4 running backs, or was it just?
No, I think it did because he had Chubb in there, Jonathan Taylor,
Kamara,
Derrick Henry,
and then the double tight end Kelsey and Andrews.
Yep, with Brady. Which I do think people will do in that contest. You play Brady, and then you can jam a ton of chalk.
Who's our QB? Come on, dude. Do you even have to ask? The only one who cooks, the Baker. Yeah, see, this is what you can get. We can get some of these guys later. But like this might be another spot to grab like Lazard or Tanyan.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference on those two?
I kind of like Tanyan just for the touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I guess if we're We already have Adams. Whatever. It's fine.
I guess we could just grab both.
Sure.
The problem is, okay, so we got to fill our starting lineup. So it'll be Mayfield going ham, Carson going ham, Chubb going ham. And then we need at least 2 more. We're going to have Landry. Oh, shit, Pat. Hey, the Browns don't have Stefanski.
God damn it. Seriously, don't have Stefanski?
Who suggested the Browns when they don't have Stefanski?
Come on.
What the hell is going on?
If they don't have Stefanski, they're on what are they? Saturday, Sunday, I don't even know.
The entire thesis of this punt
No.
was Stefanski leading them to the promised land.
I do like the idea that like they don't have Stefanski and therefore like they can't remember anything Stefanski taught them. Like whoever's calling plays is gonna somehow not at all call a similar game to what Stefanski would have called.
Dude, I missed that news, man. I missed it.
That's so funny.
So we could still, I think we might need a bit of, I guess if we're playing the Browns, because right now we don't have a single pass
Hooper?
catcher.
What about Hooper, Higgins. Let's get. Yeah, we can do Landry, Baker, but we should add to that. I think
We need to get Baker now.
Yeah, let's get Baker.
The entire thesis.
Yeah, we can do that. Baker, Landry, Higgins, and then the final pick can be like Hooper or Donovan Peoples-Jones, something like that.
Oh yeah, I would love to get Donovan Peoples-Jones at 0.01% ownership in this contest.
In Justin's article on Establish a Run, he talked about the importance of having a player no one else has in the final game, which I think he probably would be. I believe he may have even suggested Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Note to self, start drafting some Lee Smith to round out your Buffalo Bills onslaughts.
Yeah, maybe not Lee Smith, Pete. Lee Smith. Oh, no.
What a hoss. What an absolute unit. All right, Landry.
Let's do it.
God, this lineup tells a story.
How's Chris looking?
How's my team? Pat, is it Boomer, Kamara, MT, Breeze, CEH, Johnson, Roethlisberger, Sanders? No, I mean, this looks solid.
Boomer.
No, you look like a Brooklyn hipster with that team, buddy.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty nice team. Got the 3 Saints.
Higgins not in jail. No, I did hear he was, what was he, speed racing or something?
Yeah.
That's the kind of electric, loose cannon personality we want on this squad to lead us to the Super Bowl.
Real wild card.
Thank you, Siler. And I swear to God, if you're being facetious. We get it, Clay. You live in Brooklyn. You work at a cool ad agency. You send me all these phones. Oh, no, I love you. Wow. Now we're getting into the Galbrain hot takes.
How did you see Justin does not agree?
No, Justin, you wrote it.
I believe that was a quote from Justin's article.
We could mix in another Seahawk too if we wanted, or we just going full on Browns, just letting it absolutely rip.
Let's just let it hang out, man.
All right. This is for Stefanski. We could add Hunt too.
Ooh, that's nice.
I feel like Hunt is going to be.
We already have 3 running backs.
Yeah, but I mean, Chris said that Stefanski gone opens up the running game. So,
all right, cool. God, I keep forgetting Stefanski's out, dude.
This is the one that wins it all. This is the one. Pat, we will not let you down. We're letting it rip, brother. Throwing caution to the wind. I don't care if the haters say we can't win it. Here's the thing, guys. If we just do, Pat, why don't we just do an onslaught of every single team? 8 drafts. How do we lose? We've got one of them covered.
That's it. You just do 8 drafts. You just onslaught every team.
It reminds me back in high school, I went to the dog track with one of my buddies who was one of our more degenerate friends, and maybe not the brightest, because he's like, you know, you have your trifectas and everything, and then you have your long shots. And he's like, dude, what if we just bet on every single one? You're going to hit the long shot. I was like, Ron.
They thought of that, Ron.
They thought of it. Yeah, this is James did ask this question for the FFPC. We got to have at least one crank purple team, right?
Yeah, we do.
Although we've been looking, man, that tight end is just so gross.
Tight end is pretty gross. But we did have Chris Herndon in a real life main event team, so
yeah,
we've gotten gross at tight end before.
All right, you got to get rolling, right, Pat?
Yeah, I got to jump.
All right, guys, this was fun. Who knows? Maybe we'll sneak in another one of these tomorrow. Like I said, Pat and I will be on the Ship Chasing channel tomorrow. Did we book? Is that 10 p.m. Eastern? We said for that, Pat.
10 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
Yeah. I have a couple shows tomorrow as well. I'm going to be doing a short slate DFS strategy show with Erik Beimfohr from Roto Grinders at 1 p.m. Eastern. Chris Spags and I are doing Splash Play with Matthew Berry at 3, and then I'll be with Pat on Ship Chasing at 10. And who knows, maybe we'll sneak in another one of these. Appreciate you guys coming out and hanging. Smash the subscribe button, use my referral code, hit me up on Venmo, endorse me on LinkedIn. We will see you guys next time.